Yeehaw! Welcome along to this guitar lesson for Garth Brooks, Friends in Low Places. Capo's on the second fret. Here's what we're going to get into today. And remember, this is an all levels lesson, so things will be simplified, things will be made challenging, so no matter what level you're at, there's something in here for everyone. And to save you time, it's all chaptered, so you can jump to the sections as you need them. You'll see them in the description below. So what we got coming up is, as well as having handwritten board notes to make it easier, and finding an official proper tab, we got this. So we go. Last one to show I was the last one. You get the idea, it's all picked then. It'll pick up then. I saw surprise, the fear in his eyes, as I took his glass of champagne. I toasted you, said honey, we may be true. Picks up then, seeing me complain. Get the idea? And we're nearly there with most of the song sections then. Okay, let's get into the lesson. Now, we're going to begin by taking a quick overview of what's going on. There is a dirty chord in this song. It's a G sharp diminished seventh. That was the weird sounding one you might have seen me do a minute ago. We do need a capo on the second fret, but if you don't have a capo, it's totally okay. You can do this without a capo. It'll just sound slightly lower than the original. So the next thing is just looking through the chords here real quick. We got a G, that should be fine. D. Now the cousin of the dirty chord G sharp diminished 7 here is C minor, which we'll talk about soon. And then you see the chorus is actually the most straightforward bit. And let's start with the chorus. 4 G's, 2 A minors, 2 D's, 4 G's, a stop on the G, a bit of a quick turnaround there, A minor to D, G. So that's pretty okay. The solo is very like the chorus, and it has the stops. The solo is actually the last 2 lines of the chorus. And that's that, folks. That is all the different parts of the song. So with this song, your work is really going to go into the G sharp diminished 7th and the C minor chord, but I do have workarounds for both of them. So we just got to watch out for that. Now, I have the chords written here below. They're also on the Ultimate Guitar. And the C minor, I'll actually write that in now before I forget. So, okay. So any other Garth Brooks songs that you're a fan of, post a comment below, let me know. I had to dig out the music today because he's not on Spotify. So I found an old copy I had, and it was I'd call him Baton Rouge on as well. Man, he'd such tunes. Okay, so we'd C minor. That'd be 3 frets up from the capo. And this will all make sense shortly. For this song, an option for this type of song, you could do a 4-finger G if you wish. The 3-finger G is what's on the record, but on country type songs, I tend to play like 4-fingered Gs. They just sound a bit more countryish. Now, I think we gotta start with this G sharp diminished 7th chord. If you're relatively new to guitar, or you've been playing a short while, or like you're struggling with parts, first of all, don't let the name put you off. G sharp diminished 7. Like somebody once said, I think this, if I said to you, do you know an A minor, I forget the name of the chord, it's something like an A minor add 11 with an E bass. That's what that is. So Big chord names don't equal like really hard shapes. Now, having said that with this shape, I'm going to do this. We're going to start working on this. The first thing I draw your attention to is this is a D shape. If you were to make a regular D chord here and you moved it up a string, so now you're on these 3 strings. So you had your D, move it up a string, and then slide it towards your sound hole here. So slide it up 1 fret, like that. That's about where they are. Right, so that's up on the 3rd fret area. So you see here we've nothing on the 1st and the 2nd fret. And for that reason, with these types of chord shapes, when you see 3FR or something like that written, that means that the chord shape starts at that fret. And that's because if we didn't do that, first of all, we played in the wrong place because it looks like it's meant to be here. And second of all, the neck diagrams would be super long for stuff that's high up the neck. So that is the beginning of our G sharp diminished 7. So if you wanted to do this with me, so you have it on, so only strum those 3 strings, the D, the G, and the B. Like that. Right, so that would be a good start for that chord shape. And this is the easiest way to do it, the easiest. So the trick with this would be to get familiar with where it's positioned. You might even see a dot, like I have a dot. See there I have a dot here where my index is. So there's a dot here because it's up around that fret. So practice that, and then you could go G, then practice going to here. And again, it can work. You can go, blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your... It works. The trick with it is to strum it a little bit quieter. So that's the easier version of doing that. Okay, so you get stuck into that. And a tip then I'd have is treat the whole thing like a project. If you're looking at that going right now, going, that chord is, my God, why did he put it in there? I'm going to be ages learning to do that and go between G and G sharp diminished 7. Well, spend a lot of time down here too. I remember when I had multiple, like if we call this one project and we frame this as another project, if I had a project I didn't like in school, I'd do bits of it and then I'd go back to the other project I liked doing that was easier. So you can go between both of them, but definitely dig into this, and once you've the work done, it'll make things even easier. Showed up in boots, ruined your black tie fair. And I'll just say as well, like first thing is dig into that, like give it a good go, drill it, give it your best shot. If you're like, no way man, I'm not playing that chord, just take it out and keep a G. Just do 2 bars of G. Right? And again, it doesn't sound too bad. Like if I go like this, blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your black. Doesn't sound too bad, right? So you can remove it if you want, but first thing is don't back away from the challenge. Give it your best shot. Now, that is the first way of doing G sharp diminished 7th. So we got our D chord and we slid it up to that position. Now I'm going to go through the actual one that's on the record. That way I just showed you, took care of those 3, but you'll notice I didn't talk about this one. And to do this, I'm going to show it and I'm going to say that if you're at the level to give this a go, I'm going to move with it. So I'm going to go like this. And that's the great thing about this being chaptered, and even if you're not at this level, even to see how things like this are done, it's pretty cool. So you would get your middle finger and your 3 frets up from the capo 1B. Then you get your index finger parallel to it on the D string. So this is what we had already. And then you get your pinky and you put it here. So the shape I showed you a minute ago, the D, instead of doing this, now all you're going to do is take off that ring finger and put on your pinky in that position. So that's the beginning of it. Check that that's coming out. Then get your ring finger, stretch it up here to the 4th fret on the top string. So now we get this. That's what it is. G sharp diminished 7th, and learn the name of it too. Right, as if it wasn't hard enough to play. Learn the name as well. And the trick is, see the way you'll see there's plenty of length here in my ring finger. Look at my ring, the one at the top. See that it's leaning back? I'm not doing that thing. It's leaning back. That's because I block the A string. So the only strings that are meant to come out are the ones your fingers are on. These 4. Everything else we can avoid. Right, so we get those 4. And that's our G sharp diminished. And with any chord shape, take it out. Now, the trick will be remove the fingers, go back again. I tend to lead with these 2, index and middle, pinky and then ring at the top. Pinky and ring at the top. And I practice taking that off and putting it back on over and over. Again, do it for like 2 minutes, 3, 5, 10, or whatever it takes. You want it, the reason I'm so big on doing drills is because when you drill something, you're doing it with repetition. Repetition is the mother of skill. You begin to see that it's getting better. That fuels your motivation, which makes you do more of it, which builds momentum to get it done. Rather than doing a bit and backing away. So even if you're doing the project approach with this, just be sure that you're spending time drilling the change. So that's our chord. Now, next chord up is A minor 7. It's a nice easy one. All you do is play A minor and you remove the ring finger. Here. So you have A minor, lift off the ring finger, this one here. Just has that velvety sound. Also, it's also in Redemption Song. Now, that will bring us to, got our G, G sharp diminished 7th, A minor 7. If you ever see a chord with the bracket around it like that, it tends to mean that you can let it ring out from the bar before. So here, I might strum that once and let it ring out for all 8 beats, which would sound like this. So if I go from the beginning, you hear me go 1, 2, 3, 4. So G, G sharp diminished, A minor 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. See the way it just rang out for longer for dramatic effect. Then we have the D chord, that's fine, G chord. Then the second time around, then we have G, G sharp diminished 7th, A minor 7, and then C minor, which we'll talk about in a sec. And then we get all the last line, which is D, which is nice. Now, I'll play it from the start the way we have it as is. Okay. There we go. Okay. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your black tie affair. Next line then. Last one to show. This only show the chord shapes at work. See there. Now third line. And I saw surprise and the fear in his eyes as I grabbed his glass of champagne. I toasted you, said honey, baby. I mean, let's big girl up. And we're in, right? That has to be the funnest part, I think. The C minor. Let's take a look. Now, if you're familiar with doing a 4-fingered B minor, this shape will look similar. So it's the same shape, just moved up 1 fret. So we're on the 3rd fret. So we're up around the area that we played our G sharp diminished 7th. So I'll do it here. if I go like this. So you're going to get your index finger, third fret up from the capo, middle finger, string above that on 4th fret from the capo, pinky, 5th fret, string above that, then ring finger, string above that. So that's what we get. Okay, so we get that C minor. And again, I'll just say that there's a workaround for this. Like G sharp diminished 7th and C minor are two pretty funny chords to have in the one song together at once. Sometimes we'll find a new chord shape in a song and we'll go, no, we've two here. So the tips I'd have for this one would be as follows. So we're coming from A minor 7 to C minor 7. Right, so the way I tend to think about that is the A minor 7, index and middle are on like this. And then I go up like this. And I tend to get my index and middle on first. So A minor 7, then up to here, then ring and pinky. So here, A minor 7, get those two on, ring and pinky. And again, that's our classic one chord shape, the other chord shape. Doesn't matter what the chord shapes are, it'll always be the drill to get. And then that brings us into our build-up. Okay, and we know that the intro is picked. Like the verse is picked at the start. But for starting out, since like we'll be applying, for those of you at a more advanced stage or who want to give it a go, all the picking stuff has to happen on these shapes. So that's why this is valid whether you're going to strum it or strum it with a single strum or pick it. So those are our main shapes. And next up then, we have the build up here, the verse, which we'll talk about the rhythm in a moment. Now let's get to the chorus. The chorus is where the rhythm opens out entirely. And for the chorus, your rhythm, you could go like this. You could do your, I call it pair, pair, basket, pair. That's where you go down, 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 up, down on each chord. Or you go like this. You go down, down, up, down, up. Probably the most used rhythm in the world. That'll work too. Which one is it on the record? It's the second one. The one with the arrows here, this one. So, I get this. So for the chorus, it's going to look and sound like this. I'll play it once. Give me 1 sec. Don't know, it's the calluses on my finger. What's going on with this iPad? Okay, 1 sec. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so the chorus. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. I got friends in low place where the whiskey drunk and the wind chases my feet. And I'm not really going social places. Slip on down to the oasis of the idea. Now, because of that, we've just got to watch out that we stop on that G here, this one, and keep count. So you're going strum, 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 then G, 2, 3, 4. So strum down, that's your 1. So you go skip on down to the 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you count. Don't stop and go, I think it starts back in here. That's what I used to do. Even being a fraction in late or early, it'll affect playing with the whole band. So you count. So G on down to the 1, 2, 3, 4. You can even do that with your hand to keep yourself in time. Then A minor. and then G, up to G. Right, so that'll be the chorus then. So that's more straightforward, which is cool. And if you're looking to give yourself a bit of a boost of motivation with this, I'd suggest start, like, work on the, I said the project thing, but work on the chorus more to build a bit more flow with it. Okay, so looking through here, we've just got to watch out for the solo then. The solo goes as follows. The solo is the same as the last two lines of the chorus. So I'll play it here. See as I do it. So we're in the solo. So it goes 1, 2, da, 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 do, 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 do. Okay, so it's the same. And again, you saw there I kept the hand going as I went through that part. Now, that gets us the solo, that gets us the verse and the chorus. So there's not a whole bunch remaining, apart from the question, well, the chorus opens out, but we got to build up into it with the verse. That build up in Friends in Low Place is what makes the song. He doesn't just go, I toasted you, now hear me complain, cause I got friends. It's like that, I toasted you. It just builds up. Now to do that, I'm going to isolate out this bar, the D's. And I'm going to say that there's 4 bars. And the first thing to do is practice this strum. Hold the pick tightly for this bit with your thumb and index. And you see I have it gripped tight. And you're going to count, it's basically all downs, but there's a ton of them, so it's easy to lose count. So what you could do is do basket, 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 basket. Start training yourself to say that, because if you go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, like, it's easy to get excited with that. But I think verbally you'll realize easier if you're saying basket and you start to say basket faster, because the brain goes, why are we saying basket faster? Is something about the basket? So, and I'm saying basket because it's 2 strums. Basket, 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 basket. And with that, you're holding the pick tight. You're saying basket out loud for a start. You don't need to say it out loud at the time. And you're only strumming roughly the middle 2 strings and this one at the very most, but leave on the entire chord shape just in case you hit extra strings. And because of that, it adds that thing of not strumming the whole chord, makes the chorus seem bigger when we get into it. So if I go like this, I toasted you, said honey, we made it through, cause it's so bright. But if I go like this, I toasted you, said honey, we made it through, you'll never see me complain, cause I got it. And then it builds up, right? So that's the thing we gotta watch. It's that we'll build it from there. And we will get louder as we go. Just watch out that we don't speed up, right? And that's where I would recommend a bit of metronome work. And if you're a member watching this, remember we have our rhythm and timing masterclass where I talk about like the key times where we'll speed up on guitar by accident. So be sure to check that out, because I talk about exact moments like that. Now, the next thing is, that's our build up. And how many of these baskets do you do? Well, basically, basket, the proper musical term is they're called quavers, or they're called, my brain's starting to blank now. They're called quarter notes. Eighth notes. And, sorry, I'm on a roll today. I did a ton of videos. So, excuse the brain. I do know what eighth notes and quarter notes are. So, so we got, so you're going to say basket for each of these. Basket, 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 basket. Da, 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 da. That'll give you the idea. So you're basically saying basket 16 times. And if that is a bit tricky, because I can understand that, because how do you keep count? One thing you could do is change the 2-syllable word you use. So you could say basket here, you could say pizza here, basket here, and pizza here. And that can be easier to separate it out. So you go basket, 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 pizza, 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 basket, 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 pizza, 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 pizza. I got, and we're in, right? And practice that with your strum. Then I think that would help. That'd be cool. Right. So that brings us into the chorus. So we've had the nasty chords, we've had the build up, we've had the full strum on the chorus. Now let's get into what to do on this verse with the picking, because the original goes like this. It goes, blame it all on my room. It goes like that. Now, if the chords are any problem at all, do a single strum for now. Just get the chords first, right? And if you're treating this, I'll just grab a glass of water here a sec. If you're treating this like a song project for a month, let's say, it would be much more of a success for you to reach the end of a month or a period of time and have this song with single strums with those chords than it would be for you to have maybe the first few picked bits of the intro and to have moved on from the song. Because from what I've learned from experience is that tricky bits in songs tend to follow you around until you learn them. And you can avoid certain chords. Like I avoided that chord in Friends in Low Places, and it followed me around until I learned do that one, when I was young it seemed that life was so wonderful, a miracle, yes it was beautiful, magical. There's a nasty chord in that song, and so things will follow you around and you just kind of go, okay, I have to learn it. So yeah, definitely more success is getting more of it done with the simpler fashion than having a bit of a fraction of it done and none of the rest of it. And the really cool thing is, if you're a player who is looking at this going, I reckon I'll get that other bit seems easy with the chords, do that first. Get that, and then add the fancy picked stuff on top of this stuff. So that at least then, if after a month you go, I have more work to do in that part, that you have a basic version or a nearly full version to come back to. Right? Now, that's our verse. So rhythm wise on it, I do a single strum and then I do single strums on these. So it'd be like this. Sorry, give me a sec. Showed up in boots and ruined your black tie affair. Right? So just nice, quiet single strums. Last one to know, the last one to show, I was super light. And the pick is super light in my hand. And then I took his glass of champagne. Then comes our basket, basket, pizza, pizza, basket, basket. Alright, sorry, 4 baskets. Give me 1 second with that. Yeah, no, it's correct. Sorry, let's just double checking there at the build up correct. And then we're into the chorus with the full strum. Okay. Now, what do you do for the second verse? Because the order then, before I get into the official picking part, because that'll take a small while. For anybody who's like, I'm not going near that picking part, you'll be free to go. Go about your practice and your drills. Or if you want to see how it works for fun, stick around too. Then we have the song order. So intro. Now the intro is basically G sharp diminished 7. It's the same chords as the start of the verse. So if you're doing this intro without the picking, you just do a single strum. You just do so, blame it all on, and you're in. Right, so again, just that'll be one way. And if you're looking at this going, Dave's missing that G sharp diminished 7 sometimes, that is correct. I rarely play the chord. Can't remember the last time I played it. So yeah, be one from each drill as well. Then the verse and the chorus we've done. The solo we've done. Then the next verse, you can decide if you want with this verse to either do single strums or do the full strum pattern, which would be your... Right, so that'll be one way to do it. One little thing with that strum pattern in the verse, you'd be playing it twice for each bar. So in the verse here, you'd do the down, down, up, up, down, up. Sorry, no, it's once on each bar. Sorry. So the strum pattern, you do it once on each bar. Once on each bar of the verse as well. Okay. And again, if that's too tricky, do all downs. If that's too tricky, do a single strum. There's always a way to make it simpler. The main thing is just to get moving and then to add on the complexities on top. And that'll bring you to the whole song. The outro then, so you do the verse and the chorus. The outro, you play 2 choruses. Okay, and sit on and oh, I got friends in low places. Back up to the chorus. And a tip here then is with any song, because this song, the chorus is looped to infinity. It goes on and on and on and on. You don't want to do that if you're playing it for people. Like, Garth Brooks kind of gets away with it. He wouldn't live though, like if it went on too long. So what we got to do is we got to come up with our own ending. And the best ending I've found for most songs is to repeat the last line and go slower. So if I play that, so you're going, slip on down to the oasis, oh, I got friends in low places. Last line repeats A minor, oh, I got friends in low places. And a single strum on that last G. So you do the full strum on one G, single strum, and slow it down. I call in lessons here, I call this like the official everybody I'm finished strum. It's like you go that way you won't hear that thing of it. You'll hear it sometimes from you go and everyone starts clapping because they weren't too sure if it was finished. So that's the way to finish the song. Okay. Now before we get into the picked intro in detail, I want to say that if you remember watching this, I think I said remember there. If you remember watching this video, you have everything you need. I'm in our community and I'm there to help. So share your progress videos, post a video yourself trying the stuff, even trying the chords. They don't have to be perfect. That's the purpose of our community. It's that you're having a place where you to show up, to play, and to share. And that means that when you go out into the other world, the physical world here, and you play for others, that you've built that muscle of not being afraid to like share what you're doing or what's going on, and sharing your playing videos, and also documenting your progress, which is massive for guitar. So you see the results and the improvements, and you gain even more confidence. Now, and if you're not a member watching this, because for copyright reasons I put these up online, you'll find a link below if you want to come join us. We work on songs and we've good fun on the calls as well. Now I'm going to get into I'm going to pull up my switcher here again. This went. Okay. It is time for the picked intro. Okay. Now, if you're at a level here that you are contemplating this, I am going to move a little bit faster than the other parts. And I'll say that this sort of picked intro, we just need it for the intro and also the first verse. Those are the only 2 places we need it. The rest is all picked, or is all strummed. So let's get into it. The first thing I'll say is I'll play it once. Okay, now, and there's more. But okay, first thing, I'm playing a G. I'm only have my middle finger on the top. And I'm picking down, 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 up on that 3 0 0 0. Then the G sharp diminished seventh. It's the same. Down, 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 up. That's our picking on those two. Okay. So those rhythms are the same. And then we get... Now, A minor 7 we had already, which was just A minor with the ring finger removed. But then if you add your pinky or your ring finger to the bottom, that will help for this one. I tend to favor pinky. So we get this. So it goes down, 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 up, down, up. Down, 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 up, same as before, but the last two go down, up. So the rhythms from the start. Finally then on the D, play a D chord, lift off your middle finger, and you're going to go... And again, down, 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 up. You hammer on that second finger. So watch this second finger. That sound came from the finger. Okay, so that's what we get. And again, for simplicity's sake, if you don't want to do that, you can just do the D. You can go like that, or you can do that too. Do 0 2 3 0, then just put back on the middle finger and strum the D. So that gives us all our intro here. Blame it on, and we're in. Right now, the verse, I'm going to give this my best shot because, to be honest, right, I haven't played, like, you'll see this done a lot in bars and stuff. It's where people they won't always play the song like verbatim, like pick the exact notes. Some songs you got like Stairway. You can't do your own 4 notes of that intro, like. But this stuff like roots, I showed up in boots and ruined your blood, like that. There, nobody would pull you up on that versus like going. So you can kind of make up your own stuff. Now, to get into this part, I'm just going to flip this here. And a word with this one would be, I would not touch singing and playing this at the exact same time with the barge pole for quite a while. Get the picking first, get that comfy until you don't have to think about it, then try some singing. I have to say, out of any picked song and singing at the same time, this is definitely one of the weirder ones, just for rhythms. So it's going like this, it's going, by the way, there's a bar, I'm blocking a bar here, but I'll get to it in a sec. I wonder, could I do this? There we go. Okay. So the line below me, the verse, I'll be going 1, 2, 3, 4. Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your black tie fair. The last one to know, the last one to show. You see there's no like major pattern at play there. But we'll get into it. I would just gig this and do a single strum. There ain't no shame, right? So, verse 1. The first bar there, blame it all on my roots. Your G chord's on, and you go down, 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 up. The last up is delayed, so it goes. to get that with me. Okay, so you go 3, 4, blame it all on my roots. And that ultimate guitar is slightly different. The picking starts on all. Blame it all on my roots. Right, and then the next one does start on the show. I showed up in boots. Now this is where we kind of gotta get a different shape on the go. For the G sharp diminished 7th, which I have used a bit throughout this lesson. Okay, it's because we have a high 4 coming up. So what I'm doing is this. For G sharp diminished 7th, a trickier way to do it, but we might need it, is bar your index finger across the D, the G, and the B. Middle finger on the top, as usual. Ring finger on the fret up past it. Then your pinky goes here. Right? this one is horrible. Like I fluffed it a few times. If you're having much difficulty with this, I wouldn't invest a whole host of time into it. Like I'd simplify it like this. I would. So we had this one already. I just play the one you had. And I leave out that high 4. Okay, so it's the same as this one you had in the intro. Then, Ruined Your Black Tie Affair. You have A minor on. Put the pinky on the 3rd fret. And you go, Ruined Your Black Tie. That rhythm is the same as we had on Blame It All on My Roots. So the feeling in your hand. It's the same. Then Black Tie Affair. Then we get that. That's the last of the line. You still have your A minor shape on. And you go 0, 1 hammer on. Then 3, 1. Okay, so that line all together, we go. Picking I do on that bit of Black Tie Affair goes down, down, up. Yeah, up, down. So we go down, down hammer on, up, down. The next thing we get then is the D, last one to know. Sorry, I was the last one to know. Now this, you're picking the D chord to begin, and you go down, 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 up again. Then you pick down again on this 2 here. So I go like that. And what you do next is you lift off your middle finger and you pick up, up. Up, up. Then you pick that down, 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 up. So all together that first one. Showed up in boots, ruined your black tie affair. Last one. I'll play those last 2 bars again. Sorry. I'll go again. It goes. That was correct, that last one. One more time. Okay, and you'll hear slight variations as we do it. Like we don't need to do it exact. Then this one's pretty okay. Was the last one you thought you'd see there? Same as the start. Now, I saw surprise, the fear in his eyes. when I took his glass, that's mostly the same. And I saw the surprise and the fear in his eyes as I took his glass of champagne. Okay, this C minor, sorry for blocking it. This C minor in particular at the bottom is a bit weird. I'll play it. It goes. If you have bar chords, this can work. If you don't, stay away from this. Like, I don't know what, like, I don't know, yeah, but stay away from it. It isn't pleasant at all if you don't have bar chords. If you do, we can make it work. So, here's how we do it. You put on your C minor here, we'll say. So you're playing this. That's how your bar chord will sound. It's up 3 frets from the capo. And you go. You pick from the A to the D. Then you pick the B string, second from the bottom. Like that. Then you pick the D string again. Now here comes the other bit. You lift off your middle finger and you've got to bar. This is like it's based around a C sus2 type bar chord if we're saying it up from the capo. So now the bar is happening here. And that means that the second string from the bottom is being barred to make the 3rd fret come out. Actually, I found a workaround. Okay, so try this. You have your C minor like we had. Then lift off the middle and your index. Put your index on the 3rd fret of the B string. You pick that with an up. So now you go. Like that. That'll be the move. And finally then you pick the D and the G again. Like that. So that's our C minor. I'll do one more time. Sorry, wrong one. There we go. So I'm on the C minor, champagne. I'm going. And you drill that a ton of times and then go back a bar. I took his glass of champagne. And then do the whole line. Alright, so that is the intro picking, because then after you go, I toasted you, and we're back on what we spoke about already. Now, give that your best shot. There is tremendous value in trying stuff that's hard and trying stuff that's way too hard for you. The only thing to watch out for is managing how you respond to not getting it if you're not getting it. That's the key thing to watch out for. So if you frame it as an experiment, it's a bit of fun, and it's an experiment. It might work out, it might not work out. And it's almost like, I don't know if you ever played computer games and you played it at a higher level than you were used to. You'd be playing at a higher level, and I'll speak about FIFA, or I'd see it with kids playing FIFA. They play at this higher level, then they go to the easier level and they win by more goals. Well, even without winning this picked intro, even by trying it, it pushes your standard up, which is cool, of what you're trying. And then, of course, we've a stepping stone here so that you can go from the start. You can go back to the open chords. You can do single strums. And to be honest, I've played this at gigs, and there'll be some nights I'll be like, yeah, I'll pick the whole thing. Then there'll be other nights I might be like, geez, I don't remember that little G sharp, that weird chord there. I'll just do a single strum on that bit. You know, there's musicians do it the whole time. So no pressure. Most of all, have fun with it, and it's time to get down to work. So you're going to find your sheet below here and the link to the Ultimate Guitar, and then make sure, get down to work and keep us posted. Don't wait till it's all together. to share how it's going. Post in our community, let us know how it's going, and that way it'll either motivate others to keep going, or because otherwise everybody's in their own place and nobody knows what's happening or what's going on, and nobody knows is anyone doing it or who's doing it or how far they're along or do they have any tips. And the power is in coming together. So have fun, and I'll see you inside the community. And if you're not a member of the community and you want to hop in and join us, it's great fun. I'm having a ball. So and others are too. You'll see the comments. So you'll find the link below, and I'll see you in the next lesson.